I am suing Sarah Bogart for $777 because her daughter put a scrunchie on my cat Fire's leg, and I had to have it amputated. Her daughter came over, and she and my daughter, they wanted to have a wedding between the two of our cats.
Coca, through sickness and health, through rough days and good days, do you take Fire as your beloved husband? Wow.
So Stacy and I were best friends for like 7 years. She's trying to sue me for something that she's been negligent about. She had a sleepover with my daughter and her daughter, and it's not my fault.
So on December 15th, I took my cat Fire to the vet after finding him in the yard. And when he came back, they found a scrunchie around his leg, and they told me that it was necrotic and it had to be removed. And when I told my daughter, she was absolutely devastated.
Fire was gone for a whole week. It is not my responsibility that, something happened to the cat. Like, this has devastated my daughter's relationship, my relationship with her, and she's trying to blame me for something that is absolutely her fault.
Our family has suffered emotionally and financially. It is clearly evident that America should vote for me.
Once America hears my side of the story, they're gonna see that I'm right and Stacy's wrong. This should have never been brought in as a lawsuit.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay.
Now, this is the case of Stacy Turner versus Sarah Bogart. Now, this case involves two of my most favorite things, cats and small children. I have 4 cats waiting for me back at home in Amityville, New York, and I have 3 grandkids watching in Fort Worth, Texas. Howdy. So I've read your complaint, Ms. Turner. What would you like to add?
Okay, I am suing my former best friend of 7 years for $777 because I had to have my cat Fire's leg amputated. My cat came to me by my son. He found him on the side of the road, and I had to bottle feed him back to health and make sure that he could stand on his own. You fast forward to the girls having a sleepover at my house, and her daughter, which I adore, loves to play with my animals and the cats. And this time they were playing dress up with the cats, and her daughter kept putting scrunchies and headbands and everything on the cat. And I went out to the porch 3 times and I said, leave the cats alone. I told her multiple times to leave the cats alone. Now, my daughter, of course, stopped.
Well, I'll get to you. Don't worry.
My daughter
I have
stopped.
a question. I have a
Yes.
question. Were both girls, your daughter and her daughter, playing a wedding game with the cats?
They were, yes.
So both girls
Yes.
were involved, correct?
Both girls are involved, and they're doing a video. I told them repeatedly to stop. So I asked my daughter, did stop. She came inside, and when I went back to the porch, the back door is open and the cat is gone. Next thing you know, I can't find him. We go outside, we look for him. He's gone for a week.
So, Ms. Turner, is this a cat like my cats? Sometimes they stay in the house and sometimes they go outside. Is it that type of cat?
Yes. So sometimes they're in. Most of the time they're out on the porch, but this time he got out of the back door. So about a week later, he finally resurfaces, and I can smell something in the backyard, and I look back at him, and it looks like some sort of animal ripped his entire back paw off. And I'm like, thinking to myself, I had to go get him. It took me 3 days to catch my cat. I take the cat to the vet, and when I go in there, I'm standing there and I'm waiting, and when they come back, they tell me, you're not going to believe this, but there was a scrunchie around your cat's leg, which made it become necrotic, and it has to be amputated. So at that point, I have to pay $777 for a surgery.
Okay, do you have something there?
I do. I have. This is my cat. Oh, sorry.
No, I just want the vet bill.
Okay.
No,
Thank you.
stay where you are, please.
Thank
we
you.
have a bailiff for a reason. Thank you, Pat. So this is my question, though. This is where your testimony has me a little confused. You told the girls to stop.
Right.
I saw the video.
Okay.
Takes one person to say meow and the other person to film the video.
Right.
And that cat had the scrunchie on the leg at that point. Do you agree with me?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So now your cat that typically runs outside, is not one of those housebound cats, leaves your yard, correct?
Right.
And when it left, you presume it had the scrunchie on because when you found it, it had the scrunchie on.
No, I didn't realize because I told them
Don't
repeatedly.
interrupt me when I ask you a question.
Excuse me.
You presume it had it on when you left because you didn't see the cat leave, right?
I actually didn't even know there was a scrunchie on the cat because I had asked repeatedly to stop dressing the cat up and take everything off the cats and leave them alone.
Now, do you think that Miss Bogart's daughter intentionally tried to injure your cat?
Absolutely not. The girls love the cats.
Okay.
I know that wasn't her intention.
Okay. So why do you think Miss Bogart should pay for something her daughter did not intentionally do?
Because my daughter didn't intentionally do it, and I didn't do it either. And I asked her repeatedly to stop messing with my cats. They also agreed that they were supposed to take, each one was supposed to take a scrunchie off, is what my daughter told me. So my daughter took the ones off the front.
Okay, nope, don't worry, I'm going to get to you. Were you present when the wedding of the cats occurred?
No, I was not.
Okay. So how long have you known Miss Turner?
For about 7 years.
Okay. And what do you know about Fire the Cat's habits in terms of being in the house and leaving the house?
Right. So with these cats, they used to be house cats. And she used to have she had 5 cats in her house, and they were all house cats. Until one day she decided to put them out because every time I would go over there, she would talk about how she didn't like these cats. She just wanted them out of her hair. So she put them all outside. I've been over there before, and I've seen the litter box full of poop to the point where these cats were pooping on the lanai, and she wasn't even like cleaning it up. And so, you know, I've seen the
That
cats
is not true. That is not true.
Ma'am,
It's not true.
Ma'am, I didn't allow her to interrupt you, so same rule applies to you. When did you learn that the girls had wrapped a scrunchie around Fire's leg?
When my daughter came home and told me the story about it and how they did a wedding ceremony for them, and, you know, they had the 2 cats marry each other, and my daughter just told me how they dazzled the cats. They did a video, and from that point on, you know, I just thought it was like a fun thing that they did. But, you know, if that's me and my kids are at my house, I'm going to be monitoring them. Like, I'm not just going to tell them to take the scrunchie off. I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to watch them do it. I'm going to watch them do it.
I don't know why you have such a hard time listening to me, but I'm going to ask you a question. Did anybody at the vet's office say specifically it was the scrunchie that caused the amputation?
Yes.
Who?
That's exactly the veterinarian.
And how did a soft scrunchie around the cat's leg? Now, I saw the video. It was twice. I put
Because it was
scrunchies in my
tied too
hair all
tight,
the time.
and it was left on there, and the cat got out because she left the door open.
So you're blaming her daughter also for leaving the door open?
No, I'm blaming her for not parenting her child to listen when
Okay,
somebody
but
asks her to do
let
something.
me ask you a question. Ma'am, who was present in the house that day?
I was present.
Right.
My
And
daughter listened.
Let me finish. And when you saw they were putting this scrunchie on the cat, did you ever think to say, let me take that scrunchie away?
I didn't see them putting the scrunchie on the cat. I saw them marrying the cats together on a video. I didn't realize they were dressed. I thought they were just playing dress up. I didn't realize she was wrapping a scrunchie around a cat's leg.
But didn't you say earlier that you told them stop playing with the cats and dressing them up?
Yes, but
So
why would you put a scrunchie around his leg?
Ma'am, so why didn't you say, let me take the cat away? These girls can't be trusted. Because I've told them several times, don't dress up these cats. But they continue to do so.
I essentially did when I told them to come inside, get off the porch, leave the cats alone. My daughter complied, and unfortunately, it didn't go that way.
So you say your daughter complied. Is it your testimony that her daughter stayed outside and you didn't call her in?
I called them both in.
But did she come in?
The one came in after the fact.
Did they both eventually came in,
Yes, they
correct?
both eventually came in.
And after they both came in, the cat was gone, correct?
Yes, because they left the back door. Somebody left the back door open.
Okay, but
It's
you don't know
always
who.
open.
You don't
for
know
the cats
who.
to go
No,
out.
I don't know.
All I know, there's a lot of talk about Fire. Is Fire here today?
He is.
Okay, so I personally, I'd like to meet Fire. So if that's possible.
All right, looks
that is
like the
possible.
judge
We're gonna
wants
bring
to
Fire
meet
out.
Fire the cat. Don't forget, America,
But
you're going to be deciding this case. Your votes will count in the outcome here. This is a vote the verdict case. Let's bring it to the judges. How important is it to figure out who put the scrunchie on Fire the cat?
Well, I think that's very important. But see, let me just say this. The wedding of the cats, instead of doing it at the house, they should have done it at the cathedral.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, okay. And here's the situation. In many states, we have what's known as parent responsibility laws. And it basically says if your child commits a crime or causes harm, you're responsible.
And it's based on negligent supervision is the theory. So in this case, for example, she kept going in and out of the house, seeing it go down. So at that point, as Judge DeSalvo said very eloquently, she should have removed the cat or made the child come in. And she's blaming the parent. Well, the parent wasn't there to see it. She was supervising that child. It's negligent supervision.
But the negligence by the plaintiff is what you're saying,
Oh,
not the
correct.
defendant.
Absolutely. The mother who is now suing on behalf of the cat, she was negligent because she had the supervision.
Aside from your daughter telling you, you really have no personal knowledge of who placed the scrunchie on the
Well,
leg.
yes, I do, because the other one admitted it.
And when did she admit this?
She admitted it right afterwards when I had to tell my daughter that the leg had to be amputated on the car ride home, and she was crying her eyes out.
So was her daughter with you when the leg
No.
was amputated? So
No.
she wasn't in the car on the car ride home?
No, it
and
was
admit-
after
so,
the fact.
So let me ask you a question. Ms. Bogart,
Yes.
aside from Ms. Turner's say-so that the reason for the amputation was the placement of the scrunchie, has any evidence been presented to you by her to state it was the scrunchie and not something else that could have happened out in the wild?
No, I didn't even know anything about it until she told me that the cat's leg was getting amputated. And in my opinion, how can two children wrap a scrunchie so tightly around a cat's leg?
Well, who did it?
So you're telling me
Who
the
did
cat's
it?
gonna lay there and let them do that tight? Like,
Look,
it
he's
doesn't
very
even
calm.
make sense to
He's
me
clearly
at all.
very calm.
So, ma'am, you have a really hard time interrupting. I don't understand that. But I will ask you this. Miss Bogart, did your daughter ever find out about the amputation of the fire's leg?
After the fact that she had told me the cat's leg was
And what was
getting
your daughter's
amputated.
reaction?
Very devastated, very upset.
Now, Ms. Turner, are you aware that in Florida, a parent is not financially responsible for the acts of a minor child unless they've been rendered a juvenile delinquent in a criminal proceeding or in a civil proceeding like this? The parent gave the child a dangerous instrument that caused the injury. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. So, Ms. Bogart, what was your reaction when Ms. Turner told you that she wanted you to pay $777 for the vet bill?
Basically just shocked. Like, why? If my daughter had friends over and that was happening, I would have monitored the whole thing, because I know that they're young children, and so they need that type of supervision. So I don't even understand why you would just tell a kid, hey, don't do that, and then walk away. So I'm completely shocked. Why do I have to pay for something that she was like in control of in that moment? I wasn't even present. I wasn't even there.
Whose video camera was it?
Well, it was her daughter's cell phone, which I might add, I was present, I was watching, but the way I parent my daughter is for her to listen when I ask something of her, and she does listen.
All right, so you were there when they put the...
I was not there when I put the scrunchie, I was there with the video.
Okay, but the video shows, because I've seen it, the scrunchie around the cat's leg.
Yes.
So were you there when they filmed that part of the...
I was not present. They were on the porch playing themselves. And honestly, if I'm so negligent, Sarah, really? You left one of your cats at my house.
No,
you dropped it off.
I gave you a cat before I even knew your cats were inside.
You left
cats.
the cat. The cat is still there. The cat is at my
Before you
house.
put them all outside,
The cat
they
lives
were
at my
inside
house.
cats.
I feed it
That's
and take
why
care
I
of
gave
it.
you my
This
cat.
is an issue
Right.
of a legal magnitude. The legal issue is whether or not, when a child has a scrunchie and puts it around a cat's paw, can you hold the parent of that child liable under the law? That's the legal issue. And it's your claim it was her daughter who put it around the cat's paw, even though you personally did not witness that. Am I correct? Now, America has voted, and the verdict is in. Pat? The verdict is 12% in favor of the plaintiff and 88% in favor of the defendant. Now, this case has truly been a catastrophe for both of your families. And a lifelong 7-year friendship has been destroyed as a result of this. I just want you both to remember that diamonds are not a girl's best friend. What are your girlfriends? Those are the diamonds in your life. This was an unfortunate incident that occurred involving children. Accidents happen, but not all accidents result in lawsuits that people can recover damages. So I think it would be a shame if you allowed this accident involving children destroy a relationship that will not only result in you both losing friends, but your children losing their friends. That's America's verdict. Defendant has been successful, and I truly
I'll tell you
hope
what, I'm a little surprised. America overwhelmingly for the defendant in our first case. Reaction from our judges.
Hey, America said the plaintiff doesn't have a leg to stand on. The plaintiff being Fire's mother, who should be called Lucky. You know what they say, a cat has 9 lives. 3 he plays, 3 he strays, and 3 he stays. Here, this is a bad situation. The cat goes out for a cat nap, and a catastrophe happens. The judge wasn't persuaded.
All right, let me talk, because I'm going to have to take a cat nap. What we saw is negligent supervision in the process. And we saw the judge conclude, and America being the judge in this case, conclude negligent supervision. In fact, America has proven that, you know, like Kim Kardashian says, you don't have to go to law school to be a lawyer. We wasted our time. Oh, you got to see, they're getting it all right.
All right, let's take America back to the courtroom. The plaintiff who lost this case is now speaking.
Come on.
I am disappointed in their decision. I think we maybe can repair our friendship for our kids' sake. It's a little disappointing that, you know, it deflects responsibility yet again, but that's okay. But I'll try to repair it for our children. But I am disappointed.